Hiya, and welcome back to Eden's Reach, the game that teaches us that the best candidate for resistance is a husky with only a cute face to his name. Anyways, let's just hop right in. I follow Oswald's lead towards the shooting range. Once there, he fiddles around with the pistol that's already placed on one of the rows. The target in front of him is about a few feet away, but Oswald just loads the magazine into the gun before aiming at what he had his sights on without a hint of hesitation. Oswald, you, my friend. Oswald, hiya. Okay. Oswald, my dear friend, all I'm going to say is... I take a few side steps around him while steeling myself, fully expecting loud noises to come out of the barrel. Oswald takes a deep breath as he places his finger on the trigger and pulls it without a moment's pause. The shots that come out are surprisingly silent, meaning the barrel has a suppressor. Hiya. The target, looking rather new, makes the fresh bullet holes stick out even more on the clean board. Every shot of his is a bullseye, with little to no deviation from each other. Whoa! Oswald breathes out, his tense grip loosening on the gun. Whoa, that loosened my muscles up quite nicely. Nothing like the good old jolt of recoil to set things straight. He looks at me with a rather expectant expression. I just stand here completely clueless about what it is that he wants. Why is my microphone screaming? Hang on, let me turn down the sensitivity again. Alright. Hang on, I'm doing a thing. I'm doing a thing, you're about to see what it is that I'm doing. Literally this entire situation. What is it? Nothing. Sorry. I'll just keep shooting. Yeah, sure. Did he just up and accidentally stare at me, or is it just my imagination talking? I start getting flustered while the image of him looking at me repeatedly plays in my head. I continue watching him shoot with utmost accuracy, his arms barely even moving despite the brunt of the recoil, his rigid form accentuating just how well built he is. Sweat drips across my head to the sides of my muzzle before I realize that I'm blushing. Again. I attempt to recompose myself as quickly as I can muster, managing to do so just fast enough for Oswald to finish putting the pistol down. I straighten myself up, letting the heat and tension in my body dissipate, ending with me relaxing my balled-up hands, flailing them as subtly as I can. As I breathe out a silent thought, though, I hear a silent whoosh pass by. A sharp pain starts to radiate across my body, starting from my outer ear. Oswald's ears suddenly perk up, and he quickly turns to fix his gaze behind me. What the... I fail to notice the figure quietly emerging from the darkness of a column situated behind me because the pain in my ear has most of my attention. I put my paw on it reflexively only to feel warm dampness. When I place my paw in front of my eyes, I see that it was stained with a thick red liquid. My ear is... bleeding? So, this is the new face you've told me all about, Oz? Footsteps ring across the, now mostly quiet, training room as a figure slowly becomes illuminated by the light. It was a man about as tall as Dylan. He looks like a raccoon, that mask-like fur pattern, there's no mistaking it. He has a slightly smoking pistol similar to Oswald's in his hand. Did he just shoot and graze my ear? Adrian, your ear. Oswald quickly rushes to my side before fixing his gaze on the raccoon that now stands in front of us. Benji! Yes, you don't need to shout, you know. I'm only about 3 feet in front of you. What the fuck is wrong with you? Hey, hey, it's not my fault that you are putting up such a pitiful display for him. The Oz I know can shoot 3 times farther. Clearly, you're just showing off. Ugh. Oswald seems to be simmering in frustration, but the raccoon, apparently named Benji, remains unfazed. And last I checked, those rows were 10 feet. Showing off wasn't the point of me bringing him here. I don't know. Oh, it wasn't? Well, forgive me for not reading the room correctly. Oz, I do bet that our little friend over here would agree that you were, though. Hiya. Benji looks at me rather flippantly while fiddling with his pistol. Well, since you say that it wasn't just for show, how about we let him have a go at one of the targets? Oswald stammers a bit at that, worry written on his face. But... No, Oswald. I want to see if you've got the same eye for quality as I do. Benji approaches and just casually hands me the pistol like he didn't just graze my ear. Now then, would you be ever so kind as to show what... Don't even fuck around with him, Benji! Oswald physically puts some distance between Benji and me. My, aren't we being a little too defensive? Fine, fine. Just take him to the infirmary, then. Oswald grips my shoulder tightly before placing me beside him. He looks at my ear rather perturbed, leading me out of the training room. Come on, Adrian. Let's get that ear all bandaged up. I'm gonna check something very quickly on my laptop. Okay. Yeah. Oswald and I make our way towards the infirmary as the wolf wears a rather grim expression while he avoids looking at me. I feel awkward in his half-embrace as we continue on our way in silence, feeling his grip loosen a bit by bit along the way. He's been defensive and showy around me today.
Okay, since I missed the CG. It is my favorite because the absolutely beautiful, romantic cat face, musical notes.
He's been defensive and showy around me today. It feels a little territorial now that I think about it. The silence between us continues to gnaw at me as we make the turn in the lounge. Eventually, it makes me cave in and I prepare to speak. Just as I'm about to say something, though, Oswald suddenly speaks over me. Sorry. His ears droop down as he speaks, his gaze still averted. We take a brief pause at the entrance of the infirmary. What for? Oswald lets out a heavy sigh. Benji's right. I shouldn't be hesitating to train you. Train me? For what? Oswald then opens the door and puts up a face for me. Come on, let's get you fixed up first. Oswald ushers me in towards an examination chair. Sit here. I do as he says and sit myself down while he gathers up some supplies. Do I need to pull up the sensor soon? Do I need to pull up this sensor because I don't want to get banned because there's a penis on screen? Okay. Because this is the life I've chosen. I do as he says and sit myself down while he gathers up some supplies. Silence fills the room once more as Oswald takes the bandage roll and begins dressing the wound on my ear. I'm assaulted by a quick, sharp pain when he tightens the loop. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. Oswald starts rapping again, more cautiously this time. He's surprisingly gentle and much more dexterous than I anticipated. Okay, do I want to make this sound like a fucking cartoon? Just make it all sound like a fucking cartoon. Because I can very easily do that. The bandages will disinfect the wound. Okay, the bandages will disinfect the wound. It'll also quicken the healing process. One of Eden Core's many contributions to the medical field? Oswald stays silent for a bit. His gaze seems to falter briefly. Yes. I had the impression that the Midnight Sun would, I don't know, boycott anything about eating Core's produces? We're quite pragmatic. Just because they're made by some evil corporation doesn't mean the actual products are. I guess that's true. Did have hard light emitters installed at the bar, too. More silence. Oswald finishes up on the bandages. He then takes a step back to examine his handiwork. There we go. Should be mostly healed by tomorrow. Thanks. Oswald smiles at me, but it quickly fades away. Something's bothering him, and I'm not one to just ignore that. How do I go about it, though? Maybe some small talk? So, Benji, huh? Oswald gives me a look, probably surprised by my attempt at conversation. He doesn't fumble around with his answer, though. What about him? He just seems kinda difficult to be with. That's just who he is. He tends to rub people the wrong way. He's a good dude to be around, I swear. Oswald sighs to himself once again. He still rubs me the wrong way sometimes, to be completely honest. The wolf then pouts, sort of like how a kid would. To be honest, it's quite cute. He starts fidgeting with his fingers, and his muscle twitches from time to time. It looks like he wants to say something. I suppose I should meet him halfway. Have you known him for a while? For quite a bit, yeah. It was actually by chance. I just so happened to be at the place he was robbing that night. Robbing? He's a thief! A damn good one at that. Being a raccoon certainly helps in that regard. He has his built-in genetics for stealth. They are. I caress my bandaged ear a bit. Is being a good shot one of them? There is a... what are the dogs yelling at? The dogs are yelling. Oswald chuckles. Maybe. But talent can only get you so far. I don't know what that is. Suddenly, the door to the labs opens. Someone else who I haven't seen before walks out. A Siamese cat? Oh, hey there, Ellie. I'm trying to figure out what voice to give her. For this question, I plead the fifth. Okay, what kind of voice do I want to give Ellie? Maybe a little higher, breathy. Maybe a bit of an accent, so... Hello, Oswald. Oswald turns to lean on the examination chair as the cat named Ellie carries a basket filled with canisters with her. When she passes by, a thick scent fills the air, making it hard to breathe. Jeez, what's in that stuff? Ellie turns around to us, but her expression is rather meek and reserved. They're the smoke grenades that Benji... Ellie's eyes widen at the sight of Benji coming into the infirmary. Speak of the devil. Hello, Benji. Here are the... You sure we should be talking? There. I already told you. If you ever needed to drop things like these off, either ask someone else or just leave them in front of my room. Benji speaks in a grim and spiteful tone, all the while refusing to even look at Ellie. Well, you were right there. Did I stutter? Now get a move on, you're ruining the view. Can I punch him? Can I punch him? Can I please punch Benji? Now, how do I want to punch him? In the jaw? In his left eyeball? In his testicles?
What a fucking bitch, Benji.
Did I stutter? You bitch! Ellie does as she's told, going at a pace of a half sprint on her way out towards the hallway. Well, that certainly was a mess. What in the world is this guy's problem? What do you want, Benji? Two things. Benji tosses a piece of cloth towards Oswald. He manages to cover his entire face, so Oswald has to pull it off. Don't worry, that came fresh from the laundry. Your dirty clothes were scattered all over the training room. Benji then trails his gaze on me. I also wanted to check on him. I didn't even get his name. All because you had so rudely pulled away. Oswald sighs at the raccoon's remark. The atmosphere is beginning to feel a little awkward. His name's Adrian. Couldn't you have told me sooner? Had you not made his ear bleed, I would have. I suppose I did do that. But then I wouldn't have been able to gauge out quite a few things. Benji pauses for a moment before making eye contact with me again. Adrian, was it? Can you give Oswald and me some privacy? What do you even have to say that can't be said in front of Adrian? Ugh, stop being so antagonistic. I managed to gather some interesting information during my last recon mission. It has the potential to forward our plans faster, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Ah, I see. Adrian? Oswald gives me a gentler nudge. I take that as my cue to skedaddle. You should be nicer to Ellie, you know. You wouldn't get it, Oz. I have good reasons. He has good raisins. The conversation continues until I eventually get out of earshot. I stand idly by one of the couches in the lounge before I realize that I have nothing else to do. Maybe I could catch up on some sleep. I still feel kind of groggy. It's sleepy times! Ah! Later that night. The faint sound of footsteps echoes through the darkness in the abyss of my mind. It reverberates across the imaginary walls of the void I found myself in. Hoi me noi! I try my best to ignore it. Slowly it fades from my hearing. As the sound dissipates, a door slowly materializes from the nothingness. I can't stop thinking about just like Ellie sneaking up on Adrian. Adrian turns around and sees Ellie doing like a Miley Cyrus. I don't know why. I see one. No, it'd be Oswald. I feel like it'd be Oswald doing that, just like doing a Miley Cyrus crab walk toward Adrian, just going like, and Adrian's like, oh, what the fuck is that? And Oswald is just like, and Oswald is all just like, slowly it fades from my hearing. As the sound dissipates, a door slowly materializes from the nothingness. Oh, Ellie is the type to Miley Cyrus crab walk behind Adrian. All, and Adrian's like, oh, what the fuck is that? Turns around and sees Ellie, and Ellie just goes, Zombie Adrian. A piece of paper containing the words eviction notice plastered on in front of it flutters in the wind before being blown away by a sudden gust. I flinch once I realize that the paper was flying towards me. Adrian sucking Oswald pecs? Wait, what? At 3 a.m. Then a much stronger gust of wind blasts the doors open, the force hitting my face, obscuring my vision. What little I could make out, though, is a pair of red gleaming eyes. It glares menacingly. Hey, yo. Oh my god, thank you for the follow! Thank you. What little I could make out, though, is a pair of red gleaming eyes. It glares menacingly through the doorway, seeming to peer through my soul. I'm eventually pulled back into reality. I had half a mind to just ignore whatever that was and go sleep again, but those footsteps, they had quite an eerie quality to them. So now, I know for sure that I'm not going to be able to sleep without at least checking it out. Alright, I'm just going to pull up the sensor to be safe. Horizontal sensor. I'm going to bring it up a bit more. Alright. I get up and take a few steps out of my room, looking through the doorway across both ends of the hallway. Okay, please tell me when I need to pull it up. Nothing. Can't believe I'm doing this. Feels a bit childish, kind of like I'm checking for some monsters inside my closet. only it's a wandering monster around this rather populated space. Ugh. Why the hell am I like this? I walk around and eventually head to the lounge quietly, surveying my surroundings every so often. As I turn through one of the columns, I hear steady footsteps heading directly towards me. They're quite similar to the footsteps I heard earlier. I quickly turn around to look behind me. The sound's surely coming from someone close. I can only make out the exit of the base, but I manage to see someone come forward and linger by the entryway. Those piercing red eyes. Benji? What's he doing sneaking out in the middle of the night? He's being quite cautious too, looking behind him regularly and everything. A few moments later, with one quick motion, Benji heads into and disappears to the opposite side into the corridor. I motion to follow him, but before I'm able to do so, a familiar female voice calls out to me. Adrian? Huh? I turn around to see Alice looking at me with a confused look on her face. Why are you skulking around in the middle of the night? Well, I was, Damn it! Why am I looking like the sneaky one when Benji's the one moving about stealthily? Then again, I could just be overreacting. The others might be already well aware of this. Maybe I should ask and see if other people know about it before making assumptions. I don't want to bring any unwanted aggression from him towards me. That's for sure. My injured ear serves as a good reminder of that. Adrian? You're spacing out. Clearing some notifications. Oh shit. I'm gonna stop with this habit of mine. Even Dylan reminds me to have more spatial awareness, and no, I'm not doing it again. Just act normal and focus. Okay. Sorry, something caught my attention. What are you doing up so late? Alice raises an eyebrow at me. Me? I should be asking you that. You mean you always stay up this late? Yes. Is there a problem with that? Well, I guess not. Right. Can we not dwell on my sleep schedule, please? Besides, you being awake saves me the trouble. Trouble? What trouble? At that moment, I hear footsteps coming from the hallway. They're faint, but they're getting progressively louder. We're just waiting for someone to get here. From the hallway? Alice gives me a surprised look. Well, yes. How can you tell? Sorry, Alice. I gotta go to the bathroom. I need to empty my bladder. And she's just all like, what? And we're just all like, nah, 'cause we need to go pee. Well, yes, how can you tell? Okie-dokie. I can hear footsteps. I've got really good hearing. It helps me a lot when I'm making and mixing tracks. Huh. Good to know. Just as Alice finishes speaking, Oswald comes out of the hallway and into the lounge. Alright, Alice, I'm here. What's this all about? Oswald then notices me, surprise forming on his face. He got here before me? Either that, or you didn't notice him pass by. Oswald only raises a brow at me. I only respond with a shrug. Alice chuckles before redirecting our attention back to her. Follow me. I have something to show the both of you. What do you mean, stop with that voice for Adrian? Are you talking about the we trail behind Alice as she makes her way to her workspace? The tigress then passes a panel to Oswald as soon as she arrives. Are you talking about, like, that voice? That's my John Mulaney expression. Impression. That's my John Mulaney impression. I fucking love using that voice. It's my go-to voice when I don't know how to explain something. No, not yet. My John Mulaney impression. is my go-to voice when I need to do whatever. And hiya. It's it's my go-to voice whenever I need to explain something like to one of my friends. I feel like I just go like, well, you see, you do it like this and this. We trail behind Alice as she makes her way to her workspace. The tigress then passes a panel to Oswald as soon as she arrives. The wolf grabs and quickly skims through it with a rather stoic and focused expression on his face. Ah. Miko Vibs. Okay. A charity party. Yep. See, like, during like some nights when I couldn't sleep, I would just turn on like I don't actually watch John Mulaney. I just like I just like the way that he talks. Okay. I just like the way that John Mulaney talks. Now, whenever I like need to like turn on a comedy or whatever, my go-to is usually Burt Kreischer. That is usually my go-to because like I can just like sit down for like a couple hours and just watch him bullshit for an hour or so. Yep. Benji had an inside man open up a lot of options for us. The charity party is going to be held in a place with a data server we can raid. I can get into Eden Core's plans through that. Oswald glances my way, then looks back at Alice. What does he have to do with it? As much as I hate to admit it, the surveillance systems are too complex for the available tech I have right now. Luckily, Benji's contact has an open spot for someone savvy with sound tech. Alice points at me, not breaking eye contact with Oswald. That's where he comes in. I have to be a DJ? Pretty much. The only catch is that you're also going to serve as living surveillance for Benji and Oswald. Sounds easy, right? Oswald slowly growls under his breath. Are you sure this is low risk like we talked about? Trust me, the only way things can get ugly is if you and Benji get caught. Even then, Adrian should be Amiko Vibs, who's that? Let me check something real quick. I'm gonna check something real quick. I gotta verify something real quick. Cause like okay. But no, I'm like kind of curious about Emiko Vibs. And why do I gotta call the Ghostbusters? He'll be fine. Oswald thinks for a moment, exchanging a few concerned glances my way. Animal noises. Ah. On the topic of his safety, though, this should ensure that you two can keep tabs on each other. Alice hands me a familiar box, the same one she showed me during my initiation. Adrian, Oswald, from this moment on, you two will be partners. Partners? I look to Oswald for an explanation, but he remains drilled in thought. You'll be with Benji on this. And we can't fuck this up, so I'm counting on all of you. I imagine if she knew Adrian even better, she would be all like, Adrian, Oswald, if you two fuck this up, snip snip. Oswald finally seems to finish his contemplation, giving Alice an understanding smile. Partners with benefits, oh no. Ba 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 da. Snip, snip. Literally just snip, snip. Oswald finally seems to finish his contemplation, giving Alice an understanding smile. We won't disappoint. I know you won't. Now get some extra Z's. We'll have only about a week before the party happens. Better get prepared before then. But for partners, same thing. We both nod before walking off. As we make our way, I notice Oswald continuously smirking to himself. Partners, huh? Haven't had one in a while. Oswald seems to loosen up as he says, letting out a big yawn while he stretches. You had one before? Yep, it didn't work out though. Too many complications and all that. I wonder for a moment. Are they still around? You mean alive? Yes. Walking around the base? Also yes. Well, that clears up a lot. Well, care to tell me who it was? Oswald suddenly falls silent. Must be a personal thing. Forget I asked. Oswald nods before we stop. It seems like our respective rooms are across from each other. How convenient. Well, guess it's time to sleep. Yeah. Oswald opens his door and takes a few steps inside before looking back at me. Good night, partner. Oswald smiles at me before closing his door. I smile to myself in response. Good night, Oswald. Partner, person, man. We're bonkers. I slowly drift off deep into my mind where all I see is endless darkness. Normally, whenever I have moments like these, I'm rendered completely helpless while a horrid nightmare creeps in. I can't even form any cognitive thoughts during those times as I seem to simply exist. As a witness to the conjured images being laid out before me. This time, however, I managed to think and contemplate coherently despite being fully aware that I'm still sound asleep. Nothing morbid comes to even reveal itself from this void too. It's oddly tranquil, yet there's still this unsettling feeling that never seems to leave my abstract being. Is this a moment for me to think to myself? I suppose I really haven't had the time to sit down and think about everything that's happened. Okay, so funny thing, Amethyst. I actually wrote it on here, on the please wait screen. I actually wrote it on the please wait screen, and that I've just been listening to Viva La Vida on loop all day. That is like my favorite song now. Alright then, let's do this. Oswald nods before we stop. Seems like our respective rooms are across from each other. How convenient. After I tell myself those words, the void melts and readjusts itself into the image of the Midnight Sun base's main hall. It's quite fuzzy and muddled, especially in the edges of my vision, though. Sorry. Huh, it seems like whatever I think of comes to life here. Is this what lucid dreaming is like? I remember Dylan telling me a lot about it and how fun and exhilarating these experiences can be. Since I'm here anyway, I suppose I'll go ahead and indulge myself. I do not trust this one bit. I don't trust it one bit. This is certainly a lot less detailed than the real thing, but I can clearly tell that over there is Alice's usual workstation with all the panels floating around. It's all jumbled up, though, with some screens overlapping and her main panel being in a chaotic arrangement of different shortcuts and folders. By the sofa set on the other end of the room, there's a coffee table filled with candy wrappers. No, they're too big to be just wrappers. If only I could get a closer look. And just like that, the scenery zooms in onto the coffee table. I'm then able to take a closer look at the wrappers. These are milk chocolate cubes from a famous manufacturer too. They are Hershey's Cubes, the best cubes available. You can order them online at Hershey.com. Fuck! Fuck! Ugh. Shit. It's a shame I can't eat them for being a canine. Fuck! I need to step away for a second. Fuck! 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 God damn it! Oh my god! Hi and welcome back to Eden's Reach. This stream is sponsored by herpes. The most common STI available. Fuck, I'm a horrible person. Fuck. Raj, could you I know. Raj, could you correct me if I'm wrong, but like everyone has like herpes in a weird way, like a non-transmittable version of herpes? Like oral herpes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, hang on. I read somewhere that like hang on. I'm fact checking myself. Because like I know I don't have it. I could be wrong. And I am wrong. I am incorrect. I am... Oh, wait. Hold on. This is from hopkinsmedicine.org. Don't quote me on this. Please don't quote me on this. Herpes infections are very common. 50 to 80% of American adults have oral herpes, HSV1, which causes cold sores or fever blisters in or around the mouth. Again, like, that is 50 to 80% of American adults. But that is according to, Hopkins Medicine. And I could be very wrong. And right now, I am genuinely hoping that I am very wrong. I am getting sidetracked. It's a shame I can't eat them for being a canine. I wonder who eats this many chocolates anyway. Can't be Max, could it? I'd rather a meteor shower will hit Bayline City right now than believe that. Maybe Oswald, but he's a canine too. Oswald. His likeness appears before me, simply standing there with that signature smile of his. His gentle gaze meets mine, never breaking eye contact as his face flushes red. How odd. Everyone else seems to be wary, even hostile towards me. Except you. Why are you so different? Your kindness and concern. Where does it come from? Out of everyone I've encountered in this waking nightmare, You just seem to be the greatest mystery of them all. I stir slowly from my deep sleep, feeling neither light nor heavy. It's as if my whole body's gone numb and confused, not knowing what it should feel. What a surreal experience. I can still see the faint silhouette of the hunky wolf in my vision, but it quickly disappears as soon as I take notice. Okay, do I want to come up with do I want to come up with a completely different voice now? Do I want... Yeah, that's fine. Do I want to come up with a completely different voice to use for this? Okay. What a surreal experience. Okay, let me just...
What a surreal experience. I can still see the faint silhouette of the hunky wolf in my vision, but it quickly disappears as soon as I take notice.
Because I'm 20 years old and this is what my life has come to. This is the life I've chosen. And let me just... I try to take my surroundings and slowly once more... Still the same, slightly dusty and mostly empty room. I then decide to check the time on my phone once blood starts properly recirculating through my entire body again. It's way later into the afternoon. Wouldn't somebody have woken me up by now? I worriedly jump out of bed and rush towards the hallway. My heart steadily sinking, feeling as if I've done something wrong again. If you were around for like the past half year, you know exactly what's happening. You know exactly what's going to happen if you've been around for the past half year. Yeah, that impression is based on chills. Does it fit? It does! Oh god. I need to readjust that. Let me just readjust it a bit. Hang on, am I allowed to readjust it? There we go. I'm like readjusting this. I'm like readjusting this overlay based on the little that I can actually see. But Vanessa, I'm a material girl. And I can barely see what I'm doing right now. And it's not because I'm blind. You know what? It's just easier to move my model. It's just easier to move my model. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to take it back to its original position. Take the material girl back to its original position. And then just go from there. Just Yas Queen. Slay. Slay. Slay your enemy. Okay, that's actually a really good position. From DJ to Material Girl. We bring you... Hiya. Oh god, this is the life I've chosen. Because I'm 20 years old and this is the life I've chosen. But I love it. Alright, I actually gotta move my character real quick. So I'm gonna do that real quick. I gotta move my character into position. Hang on, almost there, and perfect. I worriedly jump out of bed and rush towards the hallway. My heart's steadily sinking, feeling as if I've done something wrong again. Do I need to pull up the sensor soon? Like, will you let me know when I need to pull up the sensor? Okay. The door slides open, and I run through at full speed, not even being aware of my surroundings. I'm just gonna pull it up because I don't trust it at all. Oh, okay. What meets me on the other side is a tall figure that I bump into, knocking me off balance before I fall flat on my face. Alright, I'm just gonna pull it up. Gah! What in the... I quickly pick myself back up and look hurriedly at what I just bumped into. Much to my surprise, it was Benji, who's holding rolls of some kind of material, some of which are currently on the floor. Ugh, I do not want to have another altercation with him. The last thing I need is for both of my ears to be bandaged. You should really watch where you're going, you know. He gives me a mischievous smirk while he keeps his eyes on me. I sigh as I stand up. Yep, I'm aware. If strangers were to see you like that, they'd think you were a lunatic. Benji moves toward my other side, giggling like an asshole. Listen up, asshole. These hands are rated E for everyone, and I will fuck you up. So, you think I'm a lunatic? Oh, please. You make it sound like we're complete strangers. But we are, though. Benji chuckles to himself. My, so cold and hostile. Where even is that coming from? Ugh, tell that to the bandaged ear. I swear, what is with this guy? Ugh, I don't have time for this. I'm late. Late? For what exactly? Training or something. I don't know. Just leave me alone. I start walking away when Benji suddenly stops me in my tracks. Training? From who? Oswald? Who else? Benji doesn't bother to stifle his chuckle anymore. He instead grasps my shoulder, causing my entire being to flinch. Well, before you go and make a fool of yourself, I have to mention that Oswald isn't going to be here for the majority of the day. He has work today. What? What work? Oh, I don't know. The bar? They have alternating work days. I don't like what that insinuates. Well, if you don't believe me, you can ask him on the way. Oh, and... Benji makes audible sniffing noises before continuing. Wait! Did he just sniff me? Excuse me, honey. Excuse me. That'll be $73. A sniff is $73, honey. So, pay up or snip snip. Anything further will cost you in the hundreds. You need a shower. When was the last time you cleaned yourself? Well, 2 days ago. Unacceptable. Come with me. The showers are this way. I am pulling up the sensor. Benji begins to pace away from me. I take a moment to sniff myself and... Oh, jeez, I really do need a bath. I hesitantly follow the raccoon, covering any of my stinky parts on the way there. We reach the entrance to the shower shortly. The faint trickling of pouring water echoes across the walls. Seems like people are already in. Best be quick about the rinse, then. I don't want to encounter anyone in their birthday suit, after all. You can throw your clothes in the hamper over there. Towels are over there. And anything you might need for the shower should be inside the stall. Thanks. He immediately leaves me to do my dirty work, literally, and I intend to be quick about it. I hastily disrobe and take a towel to cover my unmentionables, quickly pacing through each stall looking for an empty one. 2 of the stalls at the front seem to be occupied already, so I decide to just take the one next to it. As I get ready to go in, though, someone exits the stall directly next to me. Wait. All right, I'm doing away with I'm doing away with the material girl. That's enough material girl. Getting bored of material girl. A wet, dripping, and bulky wolf emerges from the shower's mist without a towel to cover his what's-its. Uh, 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 that felt nice. Now where's the top? Oswald and I lock gazes, both of us pausing to process what it is that we're currently witnessing.
Punky himbo wolf dicky woo.
Oh, when it finally sinks in, our faces immediately turn red. Don't look! The wolf stammers as he hastily covers up his nether regions and his arm. My legs suddenly feel like jelly and I'm unable to move anywhere, let alone shimmy towards the stall. That raccoon, he must have known this would happen. Ugh, fuck me. Wait. What are you standing there for? Get in! I can't! Then, just as I'm thinking that things couldn't get any worse, another pair of wet footsteps walks out of the other occupied stall. Arms are sweaty, knees weak, palms are heavy, there's vomit on a sweater rowdy. Mom's spaghetti's nervous, but on the surface he's calm and ready to drop bombs, but he keeps on forgetting when he down the whole car goes so loud. He's pumping the words, but the words won't come out. He's choking out, but he's choking. Out of the pump. Everyone's over now to snap back to reality. Up there's gravity. Yeah, he may have red flags, but I don't want to get banned. Yo, Oz, you said you needed... It was at this moment that he realized he fucked up. Oh, just kill me already! Get in the stall. Yes, sir! My body immediately reacts and I quickly place myself inside the stall, finally feeling like I was starting to calm down. Man, what an absolute disaster! As if I didn't need to make things any more awkward between me and that hot-headed tiger! Not to mention any more hostile. I can still hear them talking outside. It's awful, though. Alright, I think I've calmed down enough. Time to do the one thing I came here for. I place my towel on the metal rack, then turn the center knob slowly. The shower begins flowing with a soft trickle of water. This way? I turn the right knob more. The water then becomes hotter and falls harder, with steam beginning to form. Nope! Too hot! Too hot! I hurriedly turn the right knob back, then begin turning the left knob. The heat then suddenly turns into a chilling flow. I continue to experiment with the water temperature, wanting to get it just right. After finding the perfect temperature, I proceed to rinse the rest of my body while letting my eyes wander to see where the shampoo is. After finally finding the rather small-sized bottle on a metal rack, I pick it up and check how much of its contents is left. It's already half empty. I guess someone else would tell me that it's also half full, but then again, it's not going to get me any more shampoo. I squeeze the bluish-white liquid as hard as I can, squirting it onto my palm in a satisfying swirl. After pouring out enough for my whole body, I put the bottle down, turn the water off, then proceed to lather myself. I try to work my way around the bandaged ear when I get there. After everything seems covered, I turn the water back on and rinse myself thoroughly from the tip of my ears to the tips of my toes. Good thing that the bandage is hydrophobic, otherwise I would have posed some problems. There we go. I don't know if I want to answer that question. I don't know if I want to answer that question. It was Oswald. After closing the shower, I looked for the air dryer button out of instinct. My old apartment had it, and it was always a big help in drying off my fur instead of just a towel afterward. To my disappointment, this stall didn't have any. I signed resignation. I miss my old apartment already. Do I need to pull up the sensor again? Why did this even have to happen? Hi, welcome back. Okay, back to story. Why did this even have to happen? I wrapped the towel around my waist, expecting my clothes to be where I left them. Instead, they're nowhere to be seen. Where am I? Psst. Huh? To my surprise, Oswald is still here with the towel wrapped around his waist, hiding all of his manly glory. There seems to be some sort of hollow tattoo on his left arm. I'm surprised he has one. And it's so big, too. I was fully expecting him to be long gone at this point. He doesn't seem to be embarrassed anymore. Instead, he's sporting his usual demeanor. Are you okay? I hope what you saw didn't... It's fine, Oswald. Let's just forget it ever happened, okay? Adrian. Oswald trails off a bit, but quickly recomposes himself. Okay, maybe that's for the best. Oswald sighs before moving towards the exit. Your clothes are over there. I'll see you later, Adrian. Wait! Oswald looks at me expectantly, pulling his puppy eyes on me. Oswald, I just wanted to ask. Yeah? When are you going to be training me? I asked, wanting to confirm what Benji said earlier. Oh. I am actually not the one doing that today. Wait, then who's going to do it? Benji will. I have to work at the bar today, so just try to have more patience with him, okay? Trust me. It'll be worth it. A pit in my stomach forms just thinking about spending more time with Benji, but I guess I really have no say in it. Alright, if you say so. Oswald nods to me before leaving towards the hallway. I simply sigh as I check the clothes that Oswald left for me. Let's see here. The clothes are neatly folded with a note on top of it. What's this? Meet me in the training room. B. Oh, great. I dry myself off with a towel, just enough to wear the clothes without getting them damp. I put on said clothes begrudgingly, knowing these came from Benji. Funeral. Got from receipts to my funeral. I know it seems like it was tragic. Close the casket. You can't change what's in the past. Yeah. Funeral. Got receipts to my funeral. I tried to be so picture perfect. Wasn't worth it, so I left it in the dirt, yeah. To my surprise, they're actually a perfect fit. I wonder how the raccoon pulled that off. Well, time to get this over with. Yeah. After finishing that whole fiasco, I try to recompose myself before showing my face to Benji. But he planned for me to see their manly parts. At this point, I don't even know how he wants to end me. I'm debating which one's better though. The bullet or by my own heat? Almost. Alright, calm down, Adrian. I'm supposed to look decent. Not all flustered. That'll probably just give him the satisfaction he wants. We're going to leave off here tonight. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Anyways, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.